Choosing a mic. Sounds simple, right? You have a mic that you know sounds good when you put it in front of your guitar amp. But will that same mic sound good when you sing into it? If you bring it to a session and ask it to record a piano, will it perform well? There's a lot of assumptions when it comes to matching certain sources to certain microphones, or certain types of microphones. Dynamic mics sound great on a guitar amp. Large diaphragm condenser mics sound good on vocals. Small diaphragm condenser mics sound good on acoustic guitar. A good mic should be able to capture any source equally well. The fact is, a great mic will sound great on anything, to an extent. And I say to an extent because if it sounds great over an orchestra while recording a film score, it should sound great recording a snare drum in a punk rock band, right? Well, it's a little more complicated than that. There's being able to record a source very accurately, or perhaps flatter a sound source to make it sound better than it sounds going straight into your ears. And in that case, yes, it very well could sound amazing on anything. Thing is though, sound doesn't just contain frequencies, it contains volume. Remember that punk rock snare drum? Yeah, if you put a microphone next to that, you're subjecting it to a whole lot more SPL than when it's suspended 15 feet in the air over an orchestra. The characteristics of a mic should be taken into account as well. If you have a really bright sounding acoustic guitar or a really sibilant vocalist, recording those sources with a microphone that has a high-end spike in its frequency response might not sound very pleasant. Keep things like that in mind when choosing a mic, but also don't think too hard about it. If you look back at all of my previous videos, I used a different mic to record my voice in every one, and they all performed just fine. Most people aren't going to listen to a song and wonder what mic they used to record the piano. I mean, I would, but I'm kind of crazy like that. But seriously, most people just listen to music for the music. They won't notice whether you use a dynamic or a condenser mic to record the guitar part. But you'll know, so make whatever creative decisions you feel serve the song best. After all, we're just here to serve the song. As they say, if it sounds good, it is good. So, when choosing a microphone to record a snare drum, you probably shouldn't grab that vintage tube mic. Maybe just go for the SM57, that's the safe bet. Because a vintage tube mic generally can't handle those SPLs. But that didn't stop Geoff Emerick from putting an AKG C12 in front of Paul McCartney's bass amp during the Sgt. Pepper sessions. So, am I saying you should put your prized C12 in front of your snare drum? No, of course not, but might get a really cool sound. But please don't come after me if you break your $30,000 vintage tube mic. Try this at your own risk. I guess what I'm saying is, there's no rules in recording, only guidelines. Yes, a Shure SM57 is an extremely popular choice on snare drum and electric guitar, an industry standard, you might say, because it generally sounds great on those sources and can take the volume levels those sources put out. I would never think to try to put one in a bass drum to record a rock record, though. But Van Halen did just that when they recorded their first record at Sunset Sound Studios, and it seemed to work pretty well for them. If you listen to that record, the bass drum sounds punchy and cuts through all of Eddie's guitars. It worked, and that's all that matters. If it works for the song and the style, then that's the mic you should use. Rules are meant to be broken. That's the only way forward. Again, if it sounds good, it is good.